Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Just about there. Okay.
Oh,
You
so
got some new equipment.
yeah, we need the wraps.
Or-
Yeah, the white one,
Okay.
and then when you fill up, that's why I'm bringing this truck over. When you fill up, you bring it up close to this truck. Yeah,
Or you'll
well,
hit the button and
you'll still have to hit the unload, but um, get automatically loaded into the truck, even though it's not necessarily it won't necessarily look right, but it'll still do it. I mean, if you want to make it look right, all you do is you back up the very back of it
oh,
to the truck. But
I guess I don't care that much.
basically, yeah, anything white, just do the white. Because that's part of the reason why I lime first before I rock, because it's easier to see what you've done and
And
what you haven't.
I see your reels are doing pretty good.
Yeah, they're doing decent. I'm happy with them.
And even your other ones, they're almost dead. Positive. Yes, I don't know what else to call.
They're not quite daily, but I would have posted more this week, but Monday I woke up and I felt like doing nothing but sleeping. And in fact, I went to work, and when we got to our first break, I slept, and then when we got to lunch, I slept for about 50 minutes, and then I ate. It wasn't like it was weird because I was telling some people today. It's like it wasn't like I was sick because I still had an appetite and I still ate. It's just that I was just tired. And then by the afternoon, I was fine.
Yeah, well, I had that was a quick turn and burn trip too. I tired at the beginning of the week. Yeah, my videos it's doing about what I thought. It's got it's gonna encroach like about 300 views, but my videos like that seem better, a little bit better over time. They like really slow. I don't know if you want to say
Yeah.
because like I don't get like a rush of views. I guess if that post something new, like people are like, "Oh my god, he posted," a kind of thing. I gotta go watch it. You know, kind of watch it at a leisure. What subscribers continue to watch at a leisurely pace, and the rest is pretty much suggested. It kind of has to, hit people's recommend.
Well, that's I'm still amazed. So like I'm happy with both of those cart videos that I made, just in the number of views, and I'm just amazed that the one I didn't tag anything to it or write anything
Is
in
this
it,
a short or
and
the reels? Yes,
the short,
the short.
well, the
I've found that shorts. I don't know if it. I mean, you need to title it something,
yeah, but
kinda, and then work and then have a thumbnail. But I found that I almost never go back and put in. I mean, I do put in somewhat of a description, but I mean, I don't. I should set up a like a default like eight and that and the other. But yeah, I almost never like do anything really elaborate. I mean, I put a couple hashtag and I don't even. But I find that shorts, it's all about kind of like timing itself. I mean, no like set time for anybody. Me, it's the weekend, and then picking a decent thumbnail or something that kind of would you know get you to click or kind of communicates at least a bit what you're. But yeah, I don't do hardly anything any short I upload, and yeah, and they recommend it in the shorts feed something, and then as long as people watch more than 50%, they just growing and growing and growing until they kind of that kind
yeah,
of what you experienced.
that, yeah, and mine right now are once I post them, it's about whatever happens in the next 24 hours, and then they usually peter out in the 24-hour span.
Yeah. Well, same. Mine can
So,
go.
I've gotten to the point where it's like I'll just post it, and then I'll wait 24 hours before I even look at the numbers.
Yeah, because well, it's always kind of a little laggy. I mean, there is the real time. I guess because you're more doing Twitch than if you download the YouTube Creator app, that is dashboard. You have to log in on the computer. It has. Well, it doesn't have everything. It has everything. Another app. Download that, log in, and then you see it there. You can also get comments. You can do most of the stuff you can do on desktop. that's where I touch, and then it'll have a ranking of how it did against your 10 up. I mean, you don't want to like focus on that too much, but it gives a bit of a context to like, okay, this was better. How it's doing.
Yeah.
So look at it's YouTube Creator app. I'll take a screenshot because if you should be the first thing. I to that point I was thinking like I guess your positivity. Could try this because it wouldn't add much extra before you have to hit upload. While you're in there and thumbnail you want, and where you're guy in front of the camera, might want to just take the most flattering or whatever, but then put like your recent one about cheat day. That's what
Yeah.
Okay. Essentially, that's what your topic was.
That
Maybe just put a word, rudimentary thumbnail, like edit, because you can do that before let you put some text over it. Maybe just like on that one, you could have put cheat. I mean, like a one or two or phrase that really kind of grabs you what you're going to talk.
I can do that the way I do upload them.
That's what I mean. Text. You can do that in Reels too, but it's just a thought. It might, because again, I don't watch shorts, so I don't really know how the short looks. Really, I mean, I do. You just scroll, but when you're seeing them like a recommended or having the text there, it's kind of like rather than just there's nobody. So you got to put something over it, be like, this is what this is, kind of. Or like my karting one, I mean, I didn't put any text over it. Again, I chose shot. Well, and actually, I took a picture. I had a good clear shot of him whizzing. You use my picture. Or yeah, well, no, that was on the video itself. I'm talking the short. I did one of the kart, but yes, well, I did that, and honestly, I should probably try changing that thumbnail, putting something to sort of grab. But it was a good picture. It was a good picture. Kind of tells you, well, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see 4 guys. Well, you can only see 3 in the picture and the camera, but you're going to see a bunch of guys go kart racing.
Yeah.
And I tried to title it sort of kind of like, hey, we're going to tell a story, his first kart race. I jetted it, kind of thing. Kind of like, and I helped, I don't know. Those are the little things to try to, I guess, maybe about. When I should just the other side. I'm only, but
well, I'm only like a third or a quarter.
But that's something that, like, especially the short, putting something like that over it, whatever say, or the topic, and I don't know, I've experimented in title should make, or the thumbnail should build anticipation. Maybe if it makes sense, title asking the questions. Cheat day one. What about cheat? What if what if I something like that? But don't like spell it out, but make it kind of ambiguous. I want to click. What does he mean by? Am I gonna? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is great advice. That's what I've garnered from watching others. That's what I've in various ways I've been. I guess I'm trying to be a personality, but then I mean, I guess I'm being self too. I'm not all high energy, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to make it like at least you want to kind of at least try and see. I'm I'm kind of happy with this. You know, off the cuff, on the phone. Tried to do a very good job because I get too focused on wanting to be in the moment. I forget to whip forward. Hey, this is what. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Kind of, I feel like I did a better job than other videos tried. Spin a narrative. Had a little, didn't play up, or could have played up. Could have played up maybe diversity with the kill switch wire grounding out. So I don't know. Like I said, it's not going to do. I'm actually pretty proud of that. It does drag in a couple of, but also I was kind of making it well for Aaron, for Derek, for Nikki. It's like a scrapbook because he's going to get older. Or back to kind of my first race party. I remember. So that's kind of the thing is I left a lot in that I might otherwise cut out if it was wanted something that, 5 years out of the house or something. Yeah, so and I think I think it got it was just
Yeah, the one that I didn't tag, that was pretty much all that was just him whizzing by the camera.
I should have done some more of us, like even if we would have had to stage it a little bit. Then again, it's how I'm and known, and we're kind of like nobody. So like you gotta only so many people are kind of interested. I guess our demographic is kind of like the everyman because of our. That's why I threw in racers.
Yeah.
Show just what. That's why I started it kind of like, well, I've never been along with me. But here's the deal: it'll hit some page or something. It'll we'll get a bunch of views for one day, like in the. Funny how much. Yeah, and it's the thing. It's like the shorts. It's like there's shorts that I literally put zero effort in. Didn't didn't even try. This, and they do they just do well, and then there's other ones that really try at. then they maybe get 100 views. And I found that my time, Saturday or Sunday, midday posted, seems to they'll just take off from the get go. Post any other time, they'll eventually take off. It can take whatever reason a couple of days. Must be getting. It's hard to see because like the recommend, like if you get the app, it'll tell you kind of where traffic comes from. I look at like some of it's just another one when it's recommended, like they came from this short to right to mine, um, like totally unrelated, really unrelated.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, it also depends on what they're into. Otherwise, because
Yeah, but like some of mine are like it's like obviously like an video in or foreign. I'll just say foreign. It's not even English speaking that they come. Usually it's in India or Indian. That's said that, but it isn't all. That's what I mean. It's not even like for the karting one, not even motorized.
I'm not even doing a good job backing. If you do this right, it looks like
I
yeah.
sort of.
But it's always not. It's not always the easiest. All right. Well, that's that, and then I think we skip to
There's two more fields.
no, no, no. Uh, because those are planted, we can't do this
Oh,
unplanted.
okay. Oh,
Yeah. Well, they're green.
looked white to me.
No. I kind of been cleaning up some of the equipment we're not going to use on this farm, as I'm seeing it. Okay. I am going to skip ahead because there isn't anything to do today otherwise. And my thought was we were going to plant soybeans in this field, and soybeans you can't plant until April. I mean, April and May.
Okay, hang on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Vote.
Okay. What are we gonna do?
This is April, so I'll need to plant now. And I want to plant soybeans, so you'll have to make sure that you get. Not that I can't fix the field later. I mean, we're not playing that serious. Okay, you're gonna use that tractor?
I guess because I'm bullet.
It should be. Oh, yours isn't. Okay, mine. This one
Well, I
is.
guess mine's. Well, I don't know. Can you? My screen. What do I got in
Yeah.
it? It's got something
Your
in it.
your seed is a little, and your fertilizer's got a little bit.
Okay, but is the seed the right seed? I guess.
Uh, I I could tell if. Oops, I have a mess here. Give me a second, because I gotta pull it up to the larger screen. No, you're on wheat. It's
Okay. How
go
do I?
back to that screen you were on.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, it's got some. Got it switched.
Okay. You just pull ahead a little bit, and then it should fill. I think
Well, that was for.
that was only fertilizer. I thought
Yeah,
that was
because
a multi. I thought that was multi. Yeah, this should be multi. So you just pull a little bit further ahead, and it
oh, and
should
then
give
it'll
you.
automatically switched.
Is it filling? You're not far enough ahead yet. Right there. Back up.
Not giving.
Here. Let me.
There. I didn't do anything different. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, these Commodores are.
at any time this week. I think that
Yeah.
and that's one. We can get air.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know about the Supercross game if that one's multiplayer because that we could you
Yeah,
and I
I
could do that one.
yeah I need to look into that too.
I wouldn't because I wouldn't want to put it probably on my Twitch one, but uh, I would be willing to play it on here.
Well, it might be game fun to you know. Slightly bigger tractor for going up this.
Well, there's
No, I
this
mean
one.
it's fine. It's just in it. Surprised I don't. Surprised I don't have any.
These trees are going to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's what I'll just turn around.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. While I was telling you, I was tired Monday, so I decided not to go to the gym or anything.
Yeah.
And I had this, we kind of talked a little bit about it this last weekend, but I had this deal on Disney Plus that I got on Black Friday last year, so it was like $4, and I was catching up on some shows that I wanted to watch and stuff. Well, Tuesday was when the price increase hit, and it just so happened to work out. I had like I don't know 3 or 4 episodes of Andor to finish, and it got good at the end. The series is the series was always kind of good, but it got really good at the end. Leading up into um Rebel One and kind of explaining things and tying things together and stuff. And anyways, I ended up it worked out perfectly because it's like I was tired, didn't want to go to the gym, so I just came home, vegged out, watched that, binge watched that, the end of it, and as soon as it got done, I went on and I canceled my subscription.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about um I've watched some videos. Got to have all the. You don't have to have. Yeah, it's locked behind. But I've always. That was the main thing of cutting the cable, getting rid of the additional Oh, years ago, I don't know how. Before COVID's, way before. But anyway, I totaled it up, and it's like, well, of what I was originally spending, like way back when, cable and cable and internet, like all that means I have two, sort of three subscriptions. Prime Video, yeah, Prime for me. Out of four. Occasionally, we'll watch some. This doesn't have. I don't watch. I don't watch any of the series. That's the thing. Original series aren't a draw for me.
So,
Like I so but anyway, even with some of the price hikes, I'm still under what I was paying for cable, and there was nothing on cable that
I'm probably, even with fiber, I'm probably under what I paid for Dish at the
Oh,
end.
I'm sure you. I mean, my parents. I
Not,
wish they
not
would
I,
cancel Dish, and they could go to and then just get streaming. I forget they're so much cheaper. They gotta have. I mean, they do watch. Like they'll just try out. Well, this has a 4 out of 5 star. It's some movie you never heard of, but they'll watch it. Good stars or something.
yeah.
And like I don't do that, or we don't do that. We have.
No, no. It's
Oh,
got
we
this
gotta
little
try it.
triangle. And then now we'll have to roll this field, and I don't think we have rollers. We'll have to run. I'll have to buy the rollers, and we'll have to run over to the shop and grab them.
But yeah. Anyway, um,
We're
that's how.
playing. We're playing the fields a little bit more seriously. I mean, not we're not playing the map seriously, but what we need to do in all the field work, we're playing a little bit more serious.
Anyway, going back to streaming deal. I've I've never had a net uh subscription, and mostly I haven't even looked at is because I can't figure out how to find out what's on there. Like what type of content do they have? And I don't know. People.
Yeah, you probably would like Stranger
Well, that's
Things.
a thing, but it's a little sci-fi, and I don't know. Not that I don't like it, but just I don't know. I probably would like it. But it wasn't enough to. My computer game was going to crash there. But like movies and TV, I couldn't trying to go to their website and all. No, you can't. I couldn't search to find what,
Mm-hmm.
but recent years, of course, Disney's most of the has bought up most of our childhood that we want to watch.
That's the
Mostly.
thing is you know, it's either on it's either on Fox, which is now owned by Disney,
Well, yeah, that's what I
um,
mean. Like
or, or
Simpsons is
the
on
other
Disney.
stuff, or the other stuff I like to watch is on Paramount, which is its own channel, you
Yep.
know.
That's one we
And
have, but that kind of came our which was gifted to us.
you could have stayed in your little tractor.
Oh, okay. We got to
I
go to the
think.
shop. You
Let
said.
me let me look at what let me look at what we get for rollers, what we can get for rollers before I comment on that for sure. Where are the rollers?
Well, we have Paramount, but it's part of came with part of our us, which was gifted.
Why don't we have? There's not even a. There should be rollers in here somewhere. Okay, so we. How is there not? What am I missing? How is there not rollers in here? There's mulchers, plows, stone pickers, cultivators, seeders, planters, fertilizer spreaders, grassland care, tedders, windrowers, levelers. Yeah, I do not see. That's weird. Oh, wait, never mind. I was looking totally wrong menu. Um, yeah, we can use these little tractors. We'll get this. There we go. All right. Follow me.
Okay, going.
Oh,
I heard it go off, and I'm like, ah, no, because at this time of night it would only be like you, Eric, or glad Derek's texting. I used to try
yeah.
to text him like a week later, and I get it because I'm not prompted. I do generally get back to people within a day, for sure. Not within a
And
couple hours.
the only time I don't get back to somebody is if like I'm at work and I saw the message,
Oh
but I
yeah,
didn't have time to respond, and then an hour later when I do get a chance, I'm like completely forget.
right. That's why I usually read.
Well, this place I'm currently at, they'll let us use our phone, but we're supposed to be under a no phone policy, so they really like I can if I need to go out and take a picture to help me draw something, that's okay. They let me do that, but they really don't want us on our phones.
Hell, I get it. Our
Well, you know, the last place I keep bringing this up. So the last place I was at, like I had I had streams up. I like literally at work on my phone while I was working. Now, granted, I was listening to them. You know, you can listen. I keep bringing that up because the one guy I work with, he's so like, well, if you're on YouTube, you must be watching it. It's like, no, dude, you can listen to that
Well,
stuff and
that's the
not.
thing. I listen to a lot of YouTube. I mean, that's how I listen to music. I don't have Spotify. I have AdBlock Plus, so it's like having ad-free music. um, uh, and yeah, and I then on lunch I watch where I could I watch, and occasionally if I take a bit of a parts of, but it's kind of it's the honor system, but it's like as long as you're getting stuff done, and in my case, double on the phone.
Okay, this is gonna be really hard to tell where we rolled, just so you know.
See what you mean? But I mean, as long as if you're not if you're sitting there like watching a movie or something, you might. That's not.
No, well, and
But like
uh,
sometimes you have a lull in the day, and then oh, I saw this YouTube up, and found somebody's watching.
he's all right with that, but he thinks that if you're actually listening to something, because like I like to listen to the Storm Chasers
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Well, that's how I
he
have
thinks he
Gold,
thinks that
and
if
he's
you've got that on, that you must be watching it. You must not be working. You must be watching it. It's like, no, dude, I'm listening to them. Like most of the time, they're driving around. They're not. They're trying to get into position, or they're trying to find it. They're not. There's not a tornado on for an 8 hours.
or
You
you're
know, the whole
listening to
8 hour stream.
like listening again, like
That's a yeah, yeah.
when
That's
Gold's
a
streaming, that's on the background, but I'm not watching.
yeah.
I have it on the background. I already have 10 or 15 tabs going. Like, and I have two monitors too, so you know.
And that's what I do is I put it on. I'll put it on a different tab, and then I'll put it behind my what I'm all the stuff I'm working on.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I might flip over to them, like with our system, what we have to do is once you get putting an order in, there's a time you have to sync it to P. It's a but anyway, there's a time period that you're literally sitting. Like I said, it's inefficient. I hate it, but it's the way that it works. You have to sit and wait for it to sync into this other system before you can go to that other and basically finish the job. So you're kind of stuck till that process happens, and that can take anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes. What's going on? I mean, and you can kind of start something else while you're waiting, but like I do that. But the thing is far into the next thing, you finish the other one because you might forget to finish the second part of the process. Get too many things going or whatever. So that is where I may pop his tab open. If I was listening to see what he was talking about. But I mean, I'm talking. I may sit there and watch for a minute tops.
Yeah.
while I'm waiting to start my work, and that's like, it didn't used to be. But again, I don't I don't allow it to affect my product or.
No. And so
But I get it. Some people might, and that's why I'm selective about when I something like I don't listen to A either. I usually don't, for whatever reason, because I want to get much done in the morning because I got stuff from came in overnight to do. I usually power through all that so I can ready for the next thing. Not that I'm sitting around, but then I'm lower priority, so I fire up and I background. All I do that something focus on. Like if I'm working in spreadsheets, sometimes depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I have to shut him off and close that tab. Track me. It's real tedious. I have to do certain steps, and even then, I shut my interrupted.
Yeah.
I
Well,
do. Not everybody has that. Yes, luxury. Shut their phone. I can't.
my last boss, he was really lax on it, but he could also tell if you were screwing around and whatnot. And I, I did apologize once because we had a new kid in, and I had a hurricane on because I was watching the Storm Chasers. But the guy was literally sitting in a spot, and we were literally, if you were to watch it, all you were seeing was wind and rain. You weren't seeing, like anything exciting, like a building flying by or anything. But I did apologize because we had a new engineer guy that we were
Yeah, you said a
training,
good.
and he came over to ask some questions, and I know he was, and the only reason I apologized was because um, we found out after a couple of weeks that this kid was, I say kid, well, he was in his 20s, fresh out of college. He was, he kind of do his work, but then he would get to a point and then he'd start playing games on his phone and just sitting there playing games. And my my boss made the comment. He's like, I have never had to tell anybody that they needed to put their phone down. It was like that you can't play games while you're at work. He goes, I've never had to do that. I am. He was just shocked, and I'm like, well, I hopefully I didn't send him the wrong message. Because like he'd come over and ask, and I'd have the stream on my phone, and you could see it was on the phone, but
Yeah, I, I I get that. Like, yeah, I mean, I do have some got some. I probably get some perks. I don't try to exploit them. What
yeah,
I'm, you're probably gonna have to look. I think I might have
yeah,
on on here.
you can there you can if you wanted to, you could flip it over. I mean, it's a little bit. Uh, there's a map that you can flip it to, so you can see what you're hitting and what you're not.
Well,
So hit the start menu, and then go over to to the right side, and you see that box with the and at the very top with the two arrows. Go over till you hit soil composition. Just flip it over. Just tab it over till you get to the soil composition. No, you're in the right screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm
Well, no, at the very top, the two arrows at the very top.
well, it might.
What's the first screen say? Because
Okay.
you're on
Oh,
it.
here
It's
we
the very
go.
first thing.
Right. I
Okay, and then turn everything
Oh,
off
okay.
that needs rolling. And
Can I have
to
that on
turn
the
the
mini? Can I have that as the mini map? Yeah, I did miss a strip. I kind of wondered. Can you move that to the?
no, I just I just always flip
Okay.
back and
Well,
forth.
I thought I here. So
Well, that's why I'm very careful what I've got going on. You know, if I am on YouTube, when most of what I do on YouTube, and especially now, is listen to full albums instead of just like or listen to music, but make sure that the music covers that it's literally on covers and not showing the music video.
yeah.
So that if anybody did happen to look at it and then they're like, wait a minute, you're watching something on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm literally listening to a music cover, you know.
Well, I had like. Well, and the other reason I, even if I don't, and I sometimes have my earbuds in, salesman call on and don't have them in, scramble to get them and then answer before it up answer it.
Yeah.
They understand. I might be on regular. Also, that's older buzz or tab.
Yeah.
And usually me and coworkers or we're legitimately talking about stuff. Elaborate. That's the thing. There isn't a lot of time to just zone out to a video. That's why I'm not really a big time to sit.
Well, yeah, and this is just
Only on
this
my
is just
lunch do I have that kind of time, and I've done that
this
ever
is
since.
this is just a guy that just he is perceiving something that's not really
Well, he's
happening.
probably old.
He is, but not as old as I am. He's younger than me, but
Oh,
he's
oh, okay.
older.
That's. But then again, you know, like I feel like just technologically, Eric would be if things were because he's just not, and a lot of it is, but he's not in the know much as you're. Usually that's why I was saying like, okay, he's their Gen X acting like because millennials we're me and you are like right on that. Well, I mean, you're squarely Gen X, but I'm in that. I'm
I'm
on that break. I'm on that, you know, breakover. I'm more Gen X than millennial, but I'm technically, by the metrics, breakover. Like a really old millennial. Because most millennials born in either late 80s. I was already, yeah, getting into junior high around. I was exiting elementary school, almost going. Might have been some of those because
yeah.
it's weird. I find it odd that Eric actually on Reddit a little bit. Um, I there's subreddits millennial X like millennials like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to buy a house and all this crap. And I'm like whining about yet the millennials are like real like, well, this is how it is, and Gen X is whatever, you know, whatever, I guess, generalizing.
Yeah.
But the Gen Xers are more like not the old ones, but the younger ones, like millennials, X in between, are more like I identify with some of the topics, and a lot of it's.
Yeah.
But even when it does have kids, or are you doing, or ours that and stuff, or heavier topics, things like that, and it's like more like normal attitudes towards everything. It's
Hmm.
like honestly, I better. But anyway, that's what made me wonder if what is that made that made me odd, younger than quote with it too. I guess. Hey, work life balance stuff. Let them listen. Let them listen. Watch you on
Yeah. No. Yeah.
because still over change. But I do like that part of it. It isn't too. I suppose if it was affecting some work, like the guy just then problem policy. Well, I suppose there probably is in this. Almost so. Most of it states that
Yeah.
like at the Got younger people that can get their work done. Hard when they me as a coworker care what they as long as when I need them something for available to do it.
Yeah.
And vice versa. To do
Well, that's even something more too, because like in my, I mean, everybody always talks about teamwork and stuff, but I, um, it's what I've been doing. It's not like I'm building. I don't know. I kind of for some reason think of like the car or a space shuttle or something where you actually do have a team of or a group. Like everything I've done, they just pretty much hand you a job and say, "Hey, go do this," and you pretty much handle it by yourself. Like if I did work with anybody, it's usually because I need to go talk to a purchase agent to go get this screw or bolt, or I need to talk to someone in assembly on like how how should I design this so that it works for you guys when you build it. And it's like kind of working with a team, but still for the most part I just handle my stuff. I don't.
well, I overall generally there's there is a labor and it makes sense. Like I
I don't know
used to
where to put
like
these.
I
I'm
used
just
to
guessing.
like I used to work cradle to grave with project, but it's
Oh, there's a roller there. Oop.
but we've gotten to the point we can't it isn't feasible to ask something gotta
Do you need me to move?
I just can't. It's because I can't look over my shoulder the way I would normal, and I can't feel. That's the thing. I don't know how. It's doesn't make any like I used to small, and I like it, and I don't. Depends on the situation. When there's a problem, I wish I could just gotten used, especially because the face of the customer. I just want to be able to have it done really quick. I know if I was on,
I didn't know what else to do. Let me look at the grass because we haven't cut grass in a while. But oh, it is ready to harvest. Okay. Do you want to cut grass or do you want to um run the loading wagon? Okay. Yep. I got the mower out there already. we've cut this field, but it's been a while. I may have accidentally just sold the wind rower with me. I don't know if we'll need it or not. It depends on, I guess, if you set it in working mode or not. Nope. Okay, we're good.
But
Well, and I got an articulating tractor, so I can get a little bit, maybe a little bit more.
shape of the
Yeah.
kind of like what back to the. I kind of really kind of upload, like kind of error recording concert footage, a different version that a just a different version. You're very like I'm rock stuff. I actually listen performances on special. Which I they have the full episode. They have just parts from certain acts. Break them up that way. Stuff may and
Yeah.
and what I like about those particular recordings, because like those were like they were live. I would say they were kind of semi live, as in a little bit not they didn't have backing tracks, but they did have them mic'd up properly. It does sound have a studio sound. It's a little less raw than literal live concert. I'm not talking about fake live. But what's interesting, because they sang live and are up, uh, definitely a difference. Sometimes slightly different tones and I guess a little bit rhythm and like one I one that's they're all pretty good. One that's really good. It's really well, really, really different than the studio. Here is like one is American Woman, and totally like in a different. It's honestly like kind of better than the. I have their stuff on video record.
Yeah.
But then something little bit missing, because the studio record adds in 70s. They by the definitely had like track or 8 track record mix in a lot. So you sometimes are missing sounds. I guess one that's notable in that Stranglehold studio track is this is when he goes into solo parts, definitely more raw. It's not like it's hitting different notes. It's obvious. Just free. It's the same solo, but he's almost like freestyling it as if live back.
Oh,
It's a longer version, one thing. And then like the bass line is a little different, less prominent. But it's just little things like that when I'm just casually listening to YouTube, all of a sudden throws in this, stuff like that, or some rare recording or earlier mix of a really like popular song.
that reminds me. Um, Speaking of, because Stranglehold kind of reminded me of this. I don't know if you've heard of the band or not, but Alex, or is it, no, Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang, he's in a band called Mammoth. And speaking of guitar solos and stuff, you should listen to the song The End. They if you were listening to active rock or well KPBI, um, like a few months ago, you probably had heard it. But
I've probably heard it because if they played it, morning, because they do catch some.
I, I don't know if he plays it in the morning or not. It sounds Wolfgang sounds. Uh, you can definitely tell he's Eddie's or yeah Eddie's son, but the way he just lets that guitar just fly in the solo, I love that song, and it just brings back all this 80 Van Halen vibe. And I don't know to tell you if like because I don't listen to them enough that I could tell you if all their music is Van Halen-ish, but that song is definitely like the the way he does the solos and the guitar and that it's just he just basically he just lets the finger fingers rip on the guitar and just goes to town. It's a good song.
I have to remember and I'll listen to it. If I listen to it, come up more or other things like it. Try to listening of say like older pop songs. I haven't. Maybe I didn't even that much, but I'll
Mhm.
listen to them because then it'll pull in some of those other ones. Listen,
So that's what I do too. I was like, I'll get on a kick where I'll kick it on something like, man, I really miss that song. I haven't heard it in a long, long time. And I'll throw it on YouTube. And then I'm also kind of like, I mean, because, I mean, the 80s, I was old enough to recognize music, but maybe maybe not old enough to understand that, like, who each singer was and who did
well,
what. I was really interested in. I obviously did, but
well,
um,
yeah. Well, like I remember going to the skating rink, and you would hear a lot of the more poppy. No, it was still somewhat rock, but it was still more. That was still pop, considered popular. But then there's things like, again, tell the story. You went and saw Tiffany in concert. Okay, I hadn't thought about that. It's like I would search something like that, but then you'd get things like, okay, then it would move into like some of like the Eurythmics. Not a
yeah,
not a huge fan, but again, I don't hear their stuff hardly at all. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember when that song was new or newer or whatever.
yep,
Um,
yep,
so I get that. I mean, heck, I'd even search up because like I wanted to listen to some of that say less popular stuff that got played. I couldn't remember who did it. So it's like I would search, maybe even like some Britney Spears stuff. So then something adjacent to that would come up. That, oh yeah, I remember when.
yeah, yep.
Um, I'm drawing a blank. I mean, a band that came, and that's not what I was looking for, but a band that came to mind that, again, I never searched for, but something by Smash Mouth or something. I
No,
but
so
I
there's
I
a
wouldn't
song or
sync
two
that
of
out, but
theirs
then
that would.
it'd be like, oh, I remember that song kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a song or two of those that I wouldn't want to listen, like their stuff. I wouldn't want to listen to a whole album, but
It,
I'd be alright with listening to like their hit songs that were on the radio or
well,
something.
yeah, right, exactly. Well, and then it's the same thing even in the more R&B or hip hop stuff. Like, oh, I know one that just popped in was some of the songs, and I don't know, didn't know who did them. I was like, yeah, there was a few songs off of, remember Dangerous Minds, Michelle Pfeiffer
Yeah,
movie. Okay, and
I still listen to Korea.
I remember Scott Fegner had the soundtrack to that after it. I'd seen. I remember I like borrowed. I I remembered. I was like, what songs are baked in there? But they weren't by anybody, Bach or anything like that. So I didn't know who the artist was back minor case. But so I just searched, Dangerous Minds. I found the one, and I don't even remember what it's called, but I found one of the songs I was kind of like, oh, I remember that. I wouldn't want to listen to it all the time, but it kind of like got into my rotation. That kind of occasionally, because occasionally, oh, I know, Julio. Hadn't thought of him and ever. There was more than just Paradise
Well,
playing.
Fantastic Voyage was another good song that he did.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I had forgotten he did make, and it because he was on that soundtrack, and I up, gave me a little bit more. Like, okay, that's good. Or scratches that itch a little.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, like with the
That's
Smash Mouth
exactly
stuff, it's like I wouldn't want to listen to the album, whatever. But
well, that's exactly what it is. It's like you not all the time, but most of the time, what happens is I'll be listening to the radio, and you know, most of the time they play newer stuff. But every once in a while they'll throw something that's a little bit older, and it's like, oh yeah, like you said, oh yeah, I remember that album, and then and it was like, man, I want to listen to that album in a long time, and I'll go find it and listen to it.
well, it's kind of like ICP. It's kind of like ICP. You know, I wasn't really into their music, but again, you know, some of the songs, the lyrics were just so asinine and crazy. Some of the, but again, I don't want to listen to that a lot. But occasionally, it's like something like that'll pop in there. It's like, oh yeah, I remember listening to that on, like going to a football game or whatever.
Yeah.
Because somebody had the CD or whatever. That kind of, yeah. I Well, and I'm not active out there. I I rarely run into quote news that and I gotta say, I'll be honest, a lot of this I'm using new as an W. Uh, I it just I don't know. Maybe it's because stuff we listened to back when we were doing, I have a memory tied to it where stuff sitting at work, and that's not a memory I want to have tied to it. I find it hard to to um to connect with some of the like new metal. Not that I haven't run across some stuff. I find it that I wouldn't. I guess what I'm saying, I will find songs like that are, but I don't want to. I don't seek out artists. I don't stuff. Some of it starts running together a little bit, and and I guess it's kind of like I go through spells of that, and kind of like with there were Reddit thread about Kiss, and it's like I go through waves of, oh yeah, I can listen to this. I got the CDs I bought off of you, as you were,
Yeah.
and I bought them then because I was like, oh, I I had just kind of just discovered them or whatever, and oh, I like this. I mean, I want never super. I don't know. It hit the right spot at the time. Then they kind of got old, kind of got stale, and then they came out with I gave rock and roll to you, and that got place. So they kind of were relevant again. That got overplayed. Like I can't listen. Well, rock and roll all night. That one's up right up there with like I I can't.
See, they're another one where it's like,
And
like
Freebird. I
say,
can't
like,
listen to Freebird.
I can't listen to Kiss very often, but every once in a while I'll get this like, oh, I've got to listen to that album, so I'll kick it on. But yeah, one like you're saying, Freebird. I don't remember the last time I actually listened to that song because I got so burned out of
Oh,
it.
I my top of those kind of songs. Top is and Stairway to Heaven is a good song, complex and that, but my God, it just stay at this. I That's number one. That's the top. Freebird's next. Um, like I said, the Kiss songs that I then like Sweet Home Alabama's up there. Like can't there's some other ones. Those are the top ones that right off top. I just absolutely when they come on I don't care what station, I gotta flip. They don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Hard to put. I'm sure there's some other ones.
I'm almost done with this.
Um, yeah, going back to the Kiss, it's like I got to take a break for like years with their stuff, and then again when I come back, I can't. And really, the songs that I come back to are the like what most people would probably call the B side. Wasn't played on the radio.
Yeah.
I know when writing something and name bad to the bone. Probably because that's played it ever.
Yeah.
Well, and I tell you that it's unfortunate. It is good music, but just about anything from the Beats, I can't. And that's for that reason.
I'll go years without listening to him, and then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, like, I haven't listened to him in a long time, and I'll kick him on for a day, and then I'll be like, or an hour or whatever, and then I'll be like, I'm good, and I won't listen to him for a long, long time again. Part of that though too is, I mean, not so much because of like even classic radio, is more so because uh, I can remember listening to it a lot as a kid because it was one of those things where it's like it hits the parents' wheelhouse and it's a fun song to listen to as a kid too, and so we overplayed it.
Yeah. Well, and then the other one because my dad had their stuff is which is gets they get mistaken.
Yeah,
The sound is very.
yeah.
I have their stuff. Like yeah,
I might still have I might still have a tape of theirs because
well I have a CD that I bought at the thrift store for $2 recently.
it wouldn't be one of their album, like it wouldn't be an album they put out. It would have been like a tape of their greatest hits or whatever. But
Yeah.
I had a tape of theirs when I was growing up.
Now fairly recent. I go in stints of records out, putting them on. Kids are playing Legos, but get home and if I do or need to unwind, I get uh work stuff. So we go up there, we put a record on, and I have soundtrack to all of that late 50s, early 60s. And again, because of the car shows, a lot of that got overplayed, but I hadn't listened to those. I have it on vinyl. I had it on no, I had it on cassette back in the day. I put it on because it does make good kind of background, just on a low volume. Not I'm listening, but not.
Yeah,
I've kind of rediscovered that and had and kind of a better appreciation of some of that. Then there are some of the again some. But what I do active listening, kind of forced to songs that aren't hits. Kind of some of them kind of get to grow on. I got all those bottom bottom.
Yeah.
And of course, Dad had a 60s, the late 70s. I'm not fans of that, but it is it got pretty much ACD. Found you and so like they're not in great shape as I don't care. I bought it to listen to. Look at the
Yeah.
thought about buying a Katie like. And actually, while I'm not a big fan, it does sound a better experience.
Yeah.
Again, it's fine. It's background music. Thought about buying some stuff that I don't own, like old stuff, but can't bring my.
Yeah.
At least unless I up. It's not bad. It's a two type. I it's got it is part of it. Not high, but it has a nice
Yeah.
warm. Gotta let it warm up before you like the first minute of the song is at a lower volume. There's no fidelity, no bass or anything. So that's why I usually put on some 45s to warm it up. Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
All
I know.
right.
I know.
Well, I'll try to look into the motocross game or the F1 game to see what I still need to buy 25 so those maps.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, because we need to switch.
Yeah, I should have that done. Well, I only think about it when it's we're streaming tonight, and then I download it, and no, it doesn't take that long. Download it, install it, and curious how it'll run. I know it will. Okay, well,